Well, hello everybody. It is Wednesday. It is the 5th of February 2025. I'm going to make a quick and quiet spicy product review because other people in the house that I'm staying at are sleeping, but I have chronic insomnia, so I am not sleeping, and I have exciting spicy products that I would like to sample and review. So the one in question tonight is this one, Hint of Serrano Salt and Vinegar Kettle Cooked Potato Chips by Siete, which I believe means 7 in Spanish. I have one other product by this company. They were the, oh my goodness, you hear that? It's very late. I'm going to pause. Well, that ridiculous engine revving, noise making at, I don't know what it is, midnight? That went on for about half a minute. Anyways, yeah. So I've had one other product by Siete, other than the one I'm about to try, and those were their Chipotle barbecue chips. They were quite good. I recorded a review of them, but there were a lot of technical problems and other issues, and then I tried to edit it into something presentable, and that didn't work, and I just ended up getting frustrated and deleting it. Alright, so for all intents and purposes, this is the first Siete product that I have had, even though I've already reviewed one. I just never posted that review. Alright, yeah, so let's give it a try. I'm not even going to burden you with the sight of me trying to open this bag. Plus, if I did try to struggle with this bag and open it, I would probably wake people up. So I'm just going to use kitchen shears to open it up. The safest way. There we go. So yeah, what piqued my curiosity about this was the hint of Serrano mixed with the salt and vinegar flavors. I don't think I've ever had that in a chip. I don't think I've ever had pepper combined with salt and vinegar flavor in a chip. Obviously, I've had it with lots of hot sauces. There's lots of salt and lots of vinegar in a lot of hot sauces, but what about a chip? Never had that. And Serrano pepper is one of my favorite peppers. All right, so yellow Scotch bonnets are my favorite pepper in the world. Serrano's in top 5. I don't know if it's number 2, but I love Serrano peppers. I love Serrano sauces. I love using Serranos in cooking, even though the people that I cook for tend to be spice weaklings who complain about how hot it is, even though Serranos aren't that hot. But anyways, I love their flavor, and I think they have the perfect heat level. So let's check it out. Maybe the first chip was just a bunk chip, because I didn't taste salt, vinegar, or Serrano in that. A little bit more in the second one. Okay. These are very nicely cooked chips. They have a lovely crunch to them. The texture and the crunch is unimpeachable. They're wonderful in that regard. But they're doing what a lot of kettle cooked chips that I've tried have done, which is they are holding back on flavor. They're holding back on flavor. Like, I don't want to have to eat 20 of these things in order to figure out what the flavor profile is. I want to taste the Serrano, the hint of Serrano. I want to taste the salt and the vinegar with one chip. I don't want to have to keep eating and eating and eating and eating and eating and taking in calories in order to assess flavor and spice. I want to taste it in like 2, 3, at most 4 chips. Okay? Because I can't just sit here, I'm trying to lose weight right now. I can't eat this entire bag. I can't eat this whole bag of chips, in an attempt to assess whether or not the flavors that are promised on the front of the bag are actually in there. I want to taste it. I want the chips to be amply seasoned enough that I can taste them on the second, third, or fourth chip. And I'm not getting that from this. This is weak sauce. Now, as far as the seasoning is concerned, it is pleasant. I like it. And that's like the 5th or 6th chip that I've had. And I'm getting that little hint of Serrano. And I'm getting those subtle hints of salt and vinegar. But man, do you have to be so weak and placid and passive when it comes to seasoning these chips? Come on, put a little bit more on. Give me a break. This is the problem I have with a lot of chips, and especially kettle cooked chips. It bothers me. It bothers me. Because this could potentially be like a delicious and addictive chip. Because they got the texture right. It's just, they didn't get this, they just like skimped on the seasoning, and it bothers me. This stuff is cooked in avocado oil. It combines one of my favorite peppers with salt and vinegar chips, which used to be one of my favorite chips. This should be delicious. But it's so weak on the seasoning. I just, I can't even find an ingredients list here either. You know what? Oh, here it is. Potatoes, avocado oil, distilled white vinegar powder, sea salt, serrano powder, citric acid. Very simple chip. All they had to do was put a little bit more seasoning on there. They just couldn't do it. So I'm going to have to give it a 5.5. And it's not spicy at all. Despite the fact that there's serrano powder in it, I'd give the spice level like a 1. Between a 0.5 and a 1. It's not spicy. It's not flavorful. It's nice in terms of texture, but I wouldn't waste your money.